I'm here talking with Diane Winder, which is a real special treat. Thank you for being here, Diane.
Thank you.
Diane, I'd love to know more about you and what motivates and inspires you to do the work that you're doing.
Wow. Well, several things motivate me. First of all, humanity. I think we're at a very amazing time to be alive right now. People say that we're going through breakdown and breakthrough at the same time. And we see that every day in the news, don't we? We see things collapsing, and on the other hand, we see things growing. So we're in a really fantastic time, but I think it's a time between time. We're not quite at the new yet, and we haven't let go of the old. So what motivates me is, I think, my script. I think all of us wrote a script before we became human beings, and that script is really our destiny. People call it our true purpose, but it's also the place where we serve in whatever way that is. And I think another thing that motivates me is children, the children in our next generation. I have 3 great nieces under the age of 10, and they're all amazing young women, and they each have a contribution. And I think we owe it to our children and their children to do as much as we can in the fields that we're working in to bring positive growth to the planet right now.
Beautiful. Diane, day in the life, or an ordinary day, if there's such a thing.
Yeah.
Ordinary. What does a day look like for you?
Well, several things. We have 3 streams of work. Our first major stream is working with leaders and organizations. We have a company called the Saphira Institute, and we work to help leaders and their organizations to grow in new ways, the new leadership, which is about communication, and it's about helping their teams, but at the personal level, at the people level. We also combine that with executive coaching because we feel that much of what happens in organizations filters from the top down. But lots of things are now starting to grow from the bottom up. The teams and the managers and the workers are wanting something more than their 9 to 5. They're wanting meaning. They're wanting to be fulfilled. And we also help them reach that as well. The second stream of work we do is with boys and with schools. We have a charitable trust called the Winder Foundation, and we have a program that's particular to the Winder Foundation, which is the Be Cool program for boys. And it is helping boys to lift themselves out of this emotional quagmire that they're in. They're able to express their emotions in a much more safer way. They use words, not fists, and they use drums, not anger. So we're incorporating the same kinds of things we're putting in our leadership program into schools and with boys. And we particularly feel that boys have been left out. Boys are missing a whole sense of who they are, and their sense of masculinity has been, we think, a little bit left behind in these past decades. So we're working primarily with boys, but we do have family coaching as part of the program, and we work with girls as well. And our third stream is our healing stream and our private practice in the area of vibrational and energy medicine. So it's a pretty busy day.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty busy day.
So Diane, for you personally, how do you keep the congruence of your work and yourself?
Oh, lots of different ways. We feel that if we're going to be going out with this work in the world, we have to practice it ourselves. And we've been committed to that for over 30, 35 years. Every day, we meditate twice a day. We also use energy clearing in our own environment, both at work and in the home. And we are constantly reconstituting our relationship. So we're reinventing, my husband and I are reinventing ourselves and how we work with each other all the time. And we do that through deep communication, through being able to discuss the undiscussables. In the workplace, we call them elephants. You know, there's an elephant in the room and nobody wants to talk about it. So we do that pretty much constantly. So we're always clearing that energy so that we can lift our own sense of vibration and our own sense of energy every day.
Lovely. And finally, Diane, it's a big question. In terms of in 10 years' time, what do you see yourself and the world around you? What do you want it to be like?
I'm an eternal optimist. So I see the world changing now and changing in 10 years for the good. It's already happening. I'm inspired by Paul Hawken, who's written this beautiful book called Blessed Unrest, how this social movement is happening and we don't even know about it. There are 2 million, possibly 10 million organizations on the planet right now that are serving social justice, ecological health, healing, and our neighbors. So these 10 million organizations don't know about each other. So there's this incredible upswelling of beauty, I think, that's happening right now that's going to continue. We've seen changes over the last several decades, and I think the changes are just going to keep accelerating. And I have seen a rise in consciousness, and I'm sure you have too. And I'm sure we've all noticed that some shift is happening. And yes, we still have the negative, but this positive upswing and this consciousness awakening is really happening. And isn't it wonderful to be alive during this time while this is happening?
Yes, it is. It certainly is. Thank you, Diane. It's been lovely talking to you.
Thank you very much.